So all of you let's get ready to enter into the session. Great, we're live now. Thank you all. Let's sit with the back straight. Nityananda, welcome back to another session of the Essence of Living Enlightenment. Today we're actually on lesson number 3. So before we begin, let's take a few moments to center ourselves. Body awareness, breath awareness for a few minutes. So sit with the back straight in any comfortable meditative posture. Close your eyes and begin to bring awareness of your whole body from head to the toes, your fingertips. Then begin to inhale very slowly and deeply. Enter into a gap, a pause, then exhale very slowly and completely. At the end of exhalation, the second gap. Continue to breathe in this fashion, inhaling, pause, exhaling, pause. Just take a few moments to center your breath awareness and allow the inner chatters, the thoughts per second to come down. Understand your breath is the bridge between your body and mind, and is also the bridge between you and existence. So in the moment you bring awareness to your breathing, you come back to the present moment. In the deep listening space, authentically listening, Sravana, where there's no judgment from the past, there's no ideas from the past, just pure awareness. In that kind of space, we'll enter into the session now. I'd like you to join the palms together. Let's invoke the Guru, Swamiji, Bhagavan, Nityananda Paramashiva, to the space, followed by 3 times the Mahavakya. So take a deep breath. Nityanandam Paramasukaram Kevalam Dhyanamurtim Vandvatitam Gaganashaprisham Tattvamasya Laksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sauvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavaditam Trigunarahitam Satgurundam Namami. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. So bow down to Swamiji in deep gratitude for making this book available to all of us, The Essence of Living Enlightenment. So very warm welcome to all of you. Whether it's those who are sitting here with me in the Ardinums, those who join me on the Zoom, as well as the social media, where we're live currently. So a very warm welcome to all of you. Today is, what day is that?
Sorry.
23rd of April. And this is Kailasa, Singapore. My name is Manitya Lugananda. So a very warm welcome to all of you. Today is lesson number 3 instead of 2. So there's a mistake there. So now let's enter into the topics that we'll be covering. In chapter number 2, Swamiji opens up this whole understanding about freedom from your past. Many of us, due to our unconscious living, we do not know how the past is influencing our life, destroying our life. So this chapter essentially brings a thorough understanding about how the past is actually torturing you and making you, create the same karma or mistake again and again. So this is very important for those of you who want to learn how to let go of your past. So this is a session. So please provide listening. When you understand this concept or this truth, you'll be able to help a lot of people from being stuck in the past, being attached to the past, even their patterns. You'll be able to help them to see how they created it from the beginning. So please provide listening. Let's enter into the topic. So we're going to first look at what is root pattern. Okay. So Swamiji says any cognitions you make out of unawareness, when you're not aware, you conclude something which comes back to you again and again in some form or the other, is a pattern or a samskara. That means engraved memories, because you're not aware. And as a result of that, you make some decision, and then again you are living it. So that is a pattern or an engraved memory called samskara in Sanskrit. So a cognition is any idea, perception, understanding, opinion, or statements you create within yourself. So a cognition is inside you. You perceive, you conclude, you form certain opinion. All that is part of your cognition. Okay, so it's you who decide how you want to perceive and judge. So if you look in, you will see that your life is nothing but a bunch of patterns. See, what can it made up of? You're not just nothing but a bunch of patterns. Oh, something happened when I was 7 years old, then I got so angry, and then make the decision that from then on I'm not going to bother about this thing, right? And then from then you have been suffering. So if you look into your entire life, your life is nothing but a bunch of patterns. You make a certain juncture of your life unconsciously, not knowing why you make that decision, and some of you even forgot why you made that decision. But you don't know that it's already becoming part of you, and you are being tortured and messing your life again and again. So this is what is happening. So from waking up in the morning, for instance, to you going to the office and meeting people, doing your work, and then nighttime coming back and then falling asleep, this whole day of routine, most of your actions are pre-programmed, understand? Because you have habituated to live in certain ways, so all these are pre-programmed. So there's very little space for life to happen to you spontaneously, because you program it in such a way that even for something new, you're not able to see it. Because you start defining the boundaries of your life with your patterns. Because with these patterns, you say, oh, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm too lazy. I want to wake up only like 8 o'clock. I don't want to wake up and do yoga. So, okay, so that is your pre-program. And then next thing is like, okay, I have to have my coffee before I can start any work. Otherwise, I cannot focus. So like this, only a whole bunch of patterns you're living. And then that's how you define your life, the boundaries, how you want to live your life with all these patterns that you have created in the past. So that's the first slide. Next slide. So Swamiji gave a very perfect example. Okay, he said if you feel you lose your patience very quickly, like someone just touch one button and you flare out like a volcano or dynamite, that is a pattern. Okay, that you're not able to control your emotion. The minute someone says something which touches your sore spot, boom, anger. Then if you feel that you have stage fear, some kind of thing, every time you're put on the spotlight, again you stammer, you tremble, you can't stand in front of the crowd and speak something intelligently. That is also a pattern, because fear will overcome you and make your knee shakes and you look like a clown. Okay, so if you feel you always fail in everything you do, That is also a pattern. You feel that, oh, I failed before, this one I failed, that one I failed, I see that I'm a total failure in life. That is also a pattern, okay? Always think that you're a failure. Then, anything that stops you from expanding and making progress in the inner world or in the spiritual world or even in the outer world, it is also a pattern. Like, you know that yoga is good for you, but you don't want to do yoga. And you know that meditation is good for you, but you're too lazy to sit with yourself. You will complain, oh, body pain, oh, I have no time, I'd rather go and rest. So like this, all those things that stop you from making progress in your life, whether it's inner world or outer world, is a pattern. Please recognize that. If you're stuck in something, resisting something, it is a pattern. So here's a quick activity. All of you, please take a paper or a notebook. See, in this chapter, this whole book, actually, ebook, there are a lot of introspection, a lot of activity. So please keep a book of heart. So as you say, keep a book of heart so that every chapter or every activity which you go through, you can see the progress and the expansion, okay, the healing happening. So here's a quick activity. He said, take a few minutes to make a list of all the patterns with which you have responded to life today. Just today. Let's say today, what kind of pattern you responded? Oh, I miss yoga at one month at a time. Oh, whatever what pattern you have, you resisted something. So where your immediate response to a situation or event was unconscious and coming from a pattern. For example, when you wake up in the morning, you want to sleep an extra hour. Or when you're under stress, you feel angry and tired. Or something is like, I'm so tired, I want to sleep. Like when people give you some stress, only you either get angry or you feel tired. You just collapse into powerlessness. So all these are patterns. Okay, just look inside. Just a quick mental check. Okay, for now, just do a mental check. Scan today, like this morning, the moment you wake up, till now. Okay, this evening, almost 8 o'clock. What are the patterns that you have responded today? We're just looking at a slice of your life today only. We're not looking at, how many days in a week or 365 days or how many 10 years or your entire life. Only today, okay? One slice of your life, which is today only. And then in tomorrow, you will repeat the same process in the nighttime again. You will sit and, jot down what kind of pattern you entertain tomorrow, okay? He said, do this for 3 to 4 days. You will start becoming aware of the patterns defining your life. Just 3-4 days, you'll see, day 1, this is what I entertain. Day 2, same. Day 3, one more extra one. Then you'll see what are the patterns you're stuck in, okay? Just do 3-4 days with this exercise. He said, within 3-4 days, you will have clarity what kind of patterns defines your life, okay? Next slide. So he said all your patterns, all your problems are only one problem. So simple? How is that so? Let's investigate. So Swamiji said, every time you think it is okay, what is the need for transformation with so much struggle? This is too tough. I'd rather be struggling. He said, you give strength to the tamas, unwillingness to act. Establishing yourself in intelligent means at every step of the way, you are trying to change yourself 1 inch, even just by a little bit, trying to transform yourself just 1 inch extra. It means you're making progress even by 1 inch. So making progress with a transformation inch by inch is what we call as establishing yourself in intelligence, not giving power to your patterns, which is tamas. Okay? So he said, please understand, whenever you go to the root of the problem, whether the root pattern is, whenever the root pattern is attended to, all the major problems are attended to. Understand? So Swamiji say, attend to the root pattern, because once that is sorted, all other problems will also be handled. So only on a superficial level, it looks like there are so many problems. You think that, oh, I have this problem, I have that problem, I have this sickness, I have that sickness. See, when you go to the root, it is only one problem. Because root is where everything sprouts. All other patterns, peripheral patterns, are connected to the root. So when you go deeper, you'll find that there is no problem other than your belief that there is a problem in you. Okay? It's your belief that shapes you. So first of all, he said, you will have like 1,000 problems. Like in your life, you calculate, oh my God, this problem, that problem, that problem. Like waking up on time is a problem, traveling to work is a problem, eating also is a problem, a lot of allergies, and then sleeping is a problem because you always get insomnia, you are not able to fall asleep easily. So like you list it down, I was like, oh my God, like so many problems. So when you see superficially, everything is like a problem. It's like problem everywhere. Then he said, when you go deeper, you will see that only a few patterns are there, like boredom. You feel bored, you feel tired, you feel lazy. Your distill boils down to a few patterns only that are making you experience everything as a problem. So when you go deeper and deeper, you will understand there is only one problem, your resistance to the flow of life. When you don't want to flow with what life is presenting in front of you, that's where you start the problem. Because your pattern wouldn't allow you to flow with life. So if you go deeper, you realize that even it's not even there. There's not even problem there. Everything is just your own fabrication of the mind, imagination. So because your mind imagines that, then it thinks that it has problem. Okay, next slide. So when you don't know the root cause, or the first time you started responding the way you are responding now, you are called ignorant. Because you don't know. When it happened at the moment, you didn't, you were caught off guard. And then it become part of you. So if you know when you started the responses you're having now, let's say why you get angry when someone says something or someone didn't, let's say, respect you, whatever, the root cause of these responses, you are called enlightened. When you're able to know when you started it, or why you started it, how all this responded, you are called enlightened. When you can live beyond all this beginning of all your responses, you are called an incarnation. An incarnation knows all this and go beyond them. Okay? So when you go to the root of your problems, all your problems are attended to. So that is the good news. Don't just look at one problem. Go to the depth of the root problem. Once you fix at the root, everything will fall in place. Everything gets healed. Everything gets sorted. So now, let's do a contemplation. Just now we did a quick activity. Now it's a contemplation. You need to think. You need to do manana. So let's do this. He says, on a very superficial level, does it look like there are many problems in your life? Okay, just look at it. When you go deeper, you'll find that there is no problem other than your belief that you have a problem. Okay? So just contemplate. You just see, in all the past, you think that you have this problem. Just contemplate. This statement that Swamiji is making, how much elements of the truth that you can trust, and map it against your life and see if that is exactly what you're unaware of. So he said, go deeper. There's no problem other than your belief you have problem. That is the source of all your problem. Okay, just let's take a 2 minutes to contemplate. Just look into your life. Scan. All your life, whatever that you have been experiencing, being tortured, messing up, problem that you call in your life, just make sure that you scan and see how you can go deeper. Okay? Have a complete awareness. Scan through the third eye for all of you who are initiated by Bhagavan Nityanapana Shiva into the power of third eye, you can scan yourself. Not just body, but scan your thoughts and your past. What have you been identifying yourself with the problems in your life? And then, if you can, go deeper into all the problems that you think as your problem and see if you are able to find the source of it and come out of it. Bring a little bit of awareness into your life. Now, you can open your eyes. Let's continue with the next slide. So, fundamentally, Swamiji says, hey, there's no excuses for unawareness. You should not be unaware. You should always establish an awareness as much as you can. Because of unawareness, your pattern can live. Only when you are aware, all the patterns lose power. So he said patterns can be dropped only by these three methods. Listen carefully. If you are a person full with pattern, if you are working with someone full with pattern, these are the three things, three ways that they can drop it. One, through intelligence and awareness. That means you need to be very, very ferocious with yourself in order to scan with certain intelligence and awareness and break it. That means doing yourself inside and have the ferociousness to kill all the patterns and come out of all patterns. So this is the first method for those people with very strong will, very ferocious with themselves. This is the best method, first method. The second method is through simple, straight, inspired will. It means, you have willpower, right? See, your willpower is something that you can decide what you want, because the will is the Paramashiva component in you, the God particle in you. So that's why when give you one example, people with addiction is a pattern, right? You're addicted to coffee, addicted to smoking, addicted to gambling or gaming, all kinds of addiction. If you activate your will, inspired will, you'll walk out of the addiction just like that. Understand? Including pornography, lust, or anything. It's just a simple, inspired will. If someone wants to come out of any addiction, second method is the best. Understand? Will. That means using the willpower. If someone has weak willpower, what is the problem? Why someone says, I want to do, but I cannot do. No, what is the problem? Yeah, someone with weak will, what is the contribution to the weak will? Do you know how to fix it before they can get out of the addiction? How to make them strong will? Do you know? Anyone? Anyone want to try in the Zoom? Let me see. Anyone can make a guess? Anyone want to try? How to? Like a lot of people have very weak will. Correct? You go punch on the street, I'm telling you. Most people have very weak will. A little bit they collapse. Even the children nowadays, you just see. Just give them a little bit, they cannot accept the failure. Oh, collapse. And they want to become suicidal already. The minute they find they failed. Based on society definition, cannot accept. Anyone? Come on. I'm surprised nobody give an attempt. Because you'll be working with people, you need to know. And
So they need to know what they want first. What's the purpose?
yes, clarity. They need to have clarity. When they don't have the will, means they are not clear, they're confused, right? When the mind is confused, a little bit only they get chasing after different things, right?
Yes.
So clarity is definitely one. And then anything else? What you can help them. So bring clarity. If they are mother-headed, forget it. You know, anytime someone suggests, only they disappear and drop, what they are supposed to do. What else? See, another way to develop will is discipline. It means having a spiritual routine to, let's say, build the body, a certain spiritual routine to do puja. All this train from young, build the will. Understand? That's why Swamiji instilled at a very young age, Gurukul kids. I don't know, 7-year-old, when they come and live with the Guru, they start developing a very structured, disciplined spiritual life. That develop the will, because all the patterns has to go away. It's like, oh, I'm too sleepy, too lazy, all this cannot allow to exist, right? So they by day they start doing that, the will be strengthened. Okay. Now, of course, the third method is through initiation by an enlightened guru, right? So these are the 3 ways your patterns can just evaporate or drop. Like Swamiji say, oh, aftercare, don't worry, just do this process now, and then you just realize, my anger pattern disappeared, no more anger. I can handle the anger now. So the power of initiation by Guru, because he's a realized soul, right? A realized soul means he's patternless. He's only pure space. So when you get entangled with the Guru space, you also become like him. Right? So your pattern will just die because Guru's energy is stronger than the pattern, right? So these are the 3 methods that patterns can be made redundant or dropped. Understand? So first is your pure intelligence and awareness. And then second is your will. You're so inspired that you want to do this. And then third is Guru's blessing, Guru's grace through the initiation. So only with these 3 can you drop, your patterns. 3 intelligence, inspired will, and initiation. These 3 I's. Okay? Intelligence, inspired will, and initiation. These 3 I's can you drop the patterns. The technique of completion uses the first method of all the 3s, right? When we do the punatwa, so punatwa is to bring awareness, and then you start seeing clearly, how you messed up, what pattern, how you talk to yourself, all that. Then you decided, okay, enough. I'm aware now what kind of foolishness you have done. I'm going to drop it. So this is the pattern of punatwa, completion technique. So he said, listen, a pattern can never ever be completed by going into it. That means you go through it and then, never by struggling with it. No, he said, don't work with the pattern, work on the pattern. There's a big difference. What is the difference? What is the difference between work with the pattern or work on the pattern? When you work with the pattern, you get caught with the pattern. Don't work with it. Working with the pattern means respecting the pattern. Oh, sayang, good, no, okay, I understand. No. Working on the pattern means straight away ferociousness. That's why I say in the first method, you need a lot of ferociousness with yourselves. Like, I'm going to walk out of this. I decide to be complete. I'm not going to entertain any more incompletion, including incompletion with others. I'm just going to not suffer any more incompletion with people that I relate with. Only from that decision only you can come out of all the incompletion with others, relationships. Understand? Next slide. So the most cunning escape route that the human mind uses is, I did not do it knowingly. I was not aware. I didn't know. This is the continuous unconscious pattern with which human beings suffer. Don't ever say, I do not know. I did not do it or willingly, knowingly. Who say you did it knowingly? But you did it on purpose. That is a problem. Understand? You may be doing unknowingly, but it was done with a purpose. Okay? So that is the main difference. Being unaware of your purpose is no excuse for irresponsibility. Not knowing only means that somewhere secretly you still feel comfortable with your patterns. You still want to keep it alive. You're not yet feeling the suffocation of the patterns. You think, oh, it's okay. I know it's there, but all right, leave it there. No. That's why doing completion needs a lot of ferociousness with yourself. Okay? So now let's do another activity. Look, he said, how often do you say, I did it unknowingly? Oh, I didn't know. And I messed up. Sorry, lah. You know, the next time this happens, can you find out what patterns are at work here? So those of you who had this pattern, just look inside and see. When was the last time you said, I did it not unknowingly? You know, I didn't do it knowingly. That means you're not aware. When you give this excuse, what's the pattern that you are, that's at work here? What kind of pattern that keeps you still stuck? Contemplate on yourself. The pattern of what? The pattern of comfort zone, or the pattern of not wanting to face the reality, the unknown part of you. You're scared to see the unknown part of you. Or the pattern of, the fear is definitely one, or the greed for something. Oh, if I do this completion, I will miss something. I don't want, it's so nice. Oh, I don't want to miss that. It's too good. That is greed for something. Okay? So, like people say, oh, I know that vegetarian diet, being vegetarian is good, but I still enjoy eating non-veg. So I secretly want to keep it alive. Even then you ask, why you still eat non-veg? You say, oh, I didn't know. See the cunningness of the mind. Okay, now let's go to the next slide. Just identify yourself where you keep your pattern alive by saying, oh, I did not know. Trying a new response is one of the most powerful way to weaken the whole of your pattern. Okay? Don't go by the default reaction. When you go by the default reaction, the pattern gets strengthened again and again and again. So try a new response to a pattern, weakens the whole of your pattern. Like for instance, every time someone says something about this, you get angry. You will start screaming and shout at the other person. And you've done it like 1,000 times, many thousand times, and it becomes like a immediate reaction that you're not even able to control. Anger just blasts. So you have this problem, even though you don't know how to fix it, right? That you have anger problem. You feel it's destroying a lot of your relationship. It's making you feel a lot of guilt, and also make you regret your actions after the blast of your anger. So that kind of like a unconscious reaction. Okay. So now in this case, let's say the anger pattern you have, try a new response. Let's say for instance you know that your anger is going to come out. Okay, you're going to eat a banana. Okay, by the time you finish the whole banana, you like, oh, calm down already. Oh, okay. Or then, let me go and take a deep bath. Okay, take a shower. Cool down the heat. Then you will feel like, okay. After, or you go and chant Mahavakya, Om Nityananda Parameshiva Hum, then, something by that, you feel that, after the energy work on you, you feel that the anger is now less intense. You're able to become a weakness of your thought current and your reaction. So he said, just do whatever you can, do something new so that you weakens your pattern. Don't go into the default reaction that you used to do. So even for your physical pattern or problem, start trying something new, a new way of responding. Like for instance, he said, start responding to them newly. When you feel really tired, or I'm feeling tired, or when you're sick, right? When your body is hurting, just jump out of bed and go for a run. Just break that idea that, oh, I can't move my body, I'm too sick. And see, actually, when you do that kind of thing, like you just like a total opposite, then your mind, all your muscle and bio memory will simply wake up, because you're like slapping someone who is like lazy. Just slap and the fellow just wake up out of the survival need. Understand? That means give a slap to the pattern and you will just wake up. And you will never be the same anymore. It means like a controllant, behavior. Like, don't do this. I will do the exact opposite. So same way when you're cornered, like someone cornered you, or if you're cornered into depression, something happened and you are again falling into the downward spiral of a depression, or you get criticized by your team or your work colleagues, and you feel shattered. Oh, I feel terrible. They just make me feel like I'm an utter failure. I'm a stupid fella. Just go into the meditation and unclutch from me. Just sit. Let me just unclutch from this pain and hurt that they had caused me. So unclutch from all this emotion and detach yourself from this. Okay? And because that is a response you have never tried before. How you can actually unclutch from all this. Now, when you start responding in a new way, you will see the miraculous effect on you. That your mind is no longer responding in the default way, in the reactionary way. Okay?
It's not, for example, you just now said, for example, someone did something and got triggered and got angry. So you try to, for example, just say they try to eat the banana.
Yeah, try a new response rather than shout at the person.
But it's not suppressing.
No. Not surprising. Find a new way to respond. Then it's like, let me eat a banana. Okay. The person said, what? Otherwise, they say, hey, the other day she'll be shouting like a mad dog, but today she went to eat a banana. Something like that. The person will be like, then after that, by the time you settle down, you fall back into awareness, then you see that the pattern is no longer. See, the pattern is like this. The many times you keep responding in the same way, if it's solidified in your mental groove, it means your brain is wired to react in this way. That's why if you keep doing this without awareness, there's a saying that you can't teach an old dog new trick, right? It's because they already solidified, they don't want to learn new ways. When you do something new, you make your brain more flexible, not solidified. Right? The people say, I'm like this, don't try to change me. This is me. They have seen all the old people, right? This is who I am. I've been like this all my life. So what do you want to do? Yeah. That is the whole problem. Because they don't want to change. Okay, next slide. So try a new response. He said, see, the new way of responding is always very juicy. Like eat banana. Go and take a shower and just swim on top of lungs on top of mountain, right? So, or you go for a run in the rain. Something different. So for instance, when you're depressed, you usually pull your blanket up to your nose and sleep, right? You just cover yourself. It's like, okay, I don't want to see anything. I don't want to, face it. So instead, just decide, I will jump out of bed with energy and power. You can do this once. If you can do this one, even if your depression come out again, you will not allow the old ways of respond anymore. Understand? So try something new. Is the new way to break the whole of the patterns. Breaking just one pattern make it easier to break all your patterns. Once you're successful in breaking even one pattern, if you break your depression pattern, for instance, or break your anger pattern, lust, greed, insecurity, fear, you will respond to them also in a new way. So those of you, when you're just now doing the contemplation, the activity, you identify what pattern you have. As it today, some pattern you identify, laziness, procrastination, whatever may be. Try a new response. When the mind is, reminds you to do this, and you say, I'm not going to entertain Mama, I'm going to do something. For instance, I say in the morning, and you know that you're supposed to wake up and do your yoga, but then you say that, I know enough sleep, I feel sleepy. No, wake up and do skeleton dance for 21 minutes. Play some crazy music and do dance with Swamiji. Then you realize that, hey, after 21 minutes, okay, no more, I can start my yoga already. Huh? So that's the way try new respond, okay? Just do something wacky. Do something out of the mind's expectation. Okay, next slide. So here's an activity. This is a very important part, okay? All of you please write down on a paper. Go and get a paper and pen. This is the real part of today's session, okay? Because you're going to work on it. All the people attending on the Zoom, even on the online, please get a paper and pen, or even have a notebook, so that you can constantly review all your past inner work. Keep it as like a book of heart that you can see how you have progressed, how you have grown. Okay? Okay, settle down please, so that we can move into this try new response activity. Okay. No need. You go ahead. How are you? Menki, you want? Please quickly settle down so that we can have this time to do this. See, normally, unless you attend program with Swamiji, you don't have time to do this. So let's take this opportunity now that the session is being conducted. So take a book of heart or a notebook. Write down these 3 things. Okay, the first thing. Write down 3 patterns which you regularly see yourself struggling. Whether it's pattern of laziness, patterns of boredom, patterns of procrastination, or the pattern of greed, wanting more, something like that, whatever it is. So write down 3, okay? Don't be too ambitious, write 3 first. Otherwise you write too long list, then you feel like too difficult, then you don't do again, you give up. Pattern of giving up is also another pattern, okay? Giving up on yourself is also another pattern. So okay, write down 3 patterns that you're struggling right now. Recall your characteristic response to each pattern. Let's say pattern of laziness. What is your response? Let's say in the morning when you know it's 5 a.m. Brahma Muhurta time, and your phone alarm ting 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 ting, and what you did? Shut up. This is your default response. Okay, write down the default characteristic response to this laziness. Okay, or something you're supposed to do but you didn't feel like doing, you feel like you're lazy, and then what do? Beside the alarm part, the yoga part, what are the other strategy you do? Like for instance, you try to keep yourself busy, go and watch something, browse something, and just forget that you are supposed to do this. Entertain yourself and getting distracted. Okay, so what kind of a characteristic response you do when you know that you have the pattern of laziness? Okay, so all this, please write it down and see how your response causes damage to you and the people around you. Like for instance, laziness, not to do yoga regularly in Brahma Muhurta time, created something in you. What is the something? Please write it down. Or the pattern of procrastination, and what is doing the damage with the people around you. They don't trust you anymore. Because if you keep procrastinating and they cannot trust you anymore. So your trust quotient with people is extremely low. People don't trust you because you never deliver. You keep procrastinating. So write these 3 patterns and your response and what kind of damage is doing to you. So this is the first activity. This is the first activity, okay? So you can draw in your paper 3 columns, okay? Pattern 1, pattern 2, pattern 3. Then you write down what is the, name the pattern, laziness, forgetfulness, or, fear, or whatever may be, write it down. And then what are the response that you normally do to such a pattern? What kind of response you choose? And then from this response, what kind of damage is doing to you and the people around you? This is the 3rd row. First row is the name of the pattern. Second is respond to each of the pattern. 3rd row is what kind of damage is doing to you and the people. Whether it's physical or mental destruction of the health or mental health or relationship with people, trust in people, your spiritual growth is curtailed because you don't want to work with yourself, you're stuck. So all this, write it down, okay? Now I'm going to go on to the second activity. Listen. After you have done the first, he says, consciously decide upon a new conscious way of responding to each of the patterns. The 3 patterns, whether it's laziness, entertaining, fear, or whatever you have listed down on your paper. Now, think of a new conscious way to respond to each of the pattern. And then in the next 11 times, when you encounter the same pattern, you will choose this new response. For instance, the yoga part, which you always press the alarm and then silent and go back to sleep, right? So if you decide that I'm not going to entertain, I'm going to jump out and go to the bathroom immediately and start washing and do skeleton dance. If that's your strategy of the new response, do it 11 times in the next 11 days or next time, wherever the same pattern of laziness come out. Do it 11 times. Understand? Okay? The same chosen response, do it 11 times. If skeleton dance is going to be the one you do catharsis to your body, muscle memory, do it. Or just do something, let's say, chanting Mahavakya. That means use the unclutching mind and do use the mantra to help you to drop it, whatever it may be. If that's the chosen response, do it 11 times. Every time the same response come out. Okay? For each of the patterns. That is the second activity. Now, the final activity, he said, you will see by the time you make the new response for the 11th time, your pattern will already be gone. Okay? Just try this and you will see in the next few days that pattern will have to leave you because you have decided to respond differently. You responding differently is the shift that happens and kill the pattern. Okay? All of you, please do this sincerely. These are very, very effective, practical way Swamiji give as a way to walk out of your pattern. So work on this if you want to eventually emerge patternless, like an incarnation. Do this. What is that?
Jahal says, in the morning don't want to do yoga.
And then?
And then his new response is, I only want to do skeleton.
Okay, that's fine. Start with skeleton dance, my dear.
But he can do, he's been doing one only.
So, it's okay.
It's okay, huh?
Let him try new response first.
Okay, new response.
Let him break the inertia. That means the resistance inside.
Okay, so you want to do skeleton dance? Is that your response?
Let's ask your daddy to play some very nice music. Do 21 minutes and just dance like crazy. Okay? Huh?
Okay.
Can? Then after that you come and report to me. What shift you make? If this become effective, if you manage to change, and then you can do yoga already. It's good, Our friend Charitra brought her 2 sons here, and going through this basic, very fundamental way to break patterns, breaking the mind. If they're able to do it, they'll do wonders in life. For us adult, we are a little bit late already. But if you can start young, at this age, tender age, less than 7 years old or 10-year-old, it's a tremendous blessing. If parents see this, please do it with that kid, okay? This is one of the best way to break patterns. You yourself also start working on it so that you inspire your child. Because if you also do the same thing, then they are not inspired. Okay? How many of you are still working? Raise your hand. Still working, okay. We give you a bit more time. I think the new response thing is quite cool. Right? You can just literally be so creative in your new response. It's like just shock your mind, shock your system, and then somehow you will just overrule your mind. In whatever new response you do, make sure that you do it without harming yourself. That means you don't go and do something negative, okay? It should be a positive response, not like a negative. Oh, I'm going to take a cigarette. That's negative, right? No, only positive response that is going to make you better. So this is a new way to break the patterns by trying a new response. So even when you first start with 3 patterns, if you subsequently find more patterns, you can do the same. Once you have broken these 3 patterns, then you can work on other new patterns. Okay? So work on 3 first, don't be too ambitious, and then slowly become more manageable. They are done? The boys are done?
Yes.
Wow, awesome.
It's okay. They say when they're angry, his response, they stay in the room because God don't hurt others are angry and he does not want others to take his things.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. It was a solution already.
Mm. You just need to isolating yourself is good without, bursting the anger on other people, hurting others. Is a good way to contain himself. Maheshwari, are you doing it? Because your camera is still not on. Maheshwari, still on the way. And the data, you still doing it? Okay. So I noticed this book has a lot of practical activity, which is good because normally when you just listen, you don't work on it. So you're still stuck there. So when you give time to yourself to work on it, you don't need separate time to attend. So you can actually start working on it right away, practically in your life. Are you all ready? Are you able to continue? If you're all ready, let's move on to the next slide. You can come back to this later on. So actually, we have actually come to the end of today's session. I was surprised today we only need an hour. But I'm just going to take you through some important session that is going to happen in Kailasa, Singapore. So we're going to have a next workshop called Manipukra Sudhi Kriya, which is cleansing the navel chakra. So we're going to have a workshop where people come for 3 hours. We're going to give them the understanding of how the worrying pattern create blocked navel chakra, and then learn about how this navel chakra is very much blocked by worrying and having a lot of inner chatters, and how it disturbs your digestive system. So we'll help you understand this. For people with weak stomach, people with problem with digestion, from this end, the mouth, to the other end, the whole gut, the digestive tract. If you have any issue related to this whole system, please come and attend this workshop. I think it will tremendously help to heal. So we are going to learn how, by living with integrity, choosing the right words, can consciously cleanse your Manipukra chakra. Okay? And then finally, we're going to do this catharsis. A catharsis, which is a meditation which is dynamic in the sense that it's not going to be seated where you just keep quiet. No, this is like a gibberish meditation where you are going to let out all the dust you accumulated in the navel chakra. Okay, so that is What are we going to do? Labor Day, special Labor Day public holiday session. Next slide. And then once again, for those of you who want to be part of Kailasa, we welcome you to become part of the e-citizen, where you can enjoy many benefits of content created by Swamiji, as well as workshops, sessions that the avatar, the Bhagavan Nityanan Paramashivam, basically shower on all of us, whether it's a living, practicing Hindu or people who are just interested to learn from him. Okay, you can contact any of the Rajya Sabha member, people who attended Paramashiva Sena program, to help you with this signing up procedure. Okay, next slide. So, and these are the programs that you can, the batches of the Paramashiva Sena that is going to happen from, it started last December until now. So by end of the year, we have batch 13. So you basically need to spend a month with Swamiji. There are a few locations in LA. You can also attend in India for those people, residents of India, or you can attend in KL, which is for like Singapore, Malaysia. It's great to attend in these two places. In KL, sorry. So these two countries can attend in KL, which is a lot nearer than LA. Previously, many of us went to LA, so because there was a first batch in last December. So now more locations are being opened up. So I think Canada is going to open up soon, also maybe in June or something like that. So you guys can check out and see wherever the nearest location you can attend. Okay. So it starts in the US time zone, so that means, which is Singapore time, is 7 p.m. with yoga and all that, then ending the next morning about 10 a.m. or 9 a.m. depending on the session. Okay, so that is Paramashiva Sena program. Next slide. All right, so this chapter, Freedom from the Past, I only managed to cover the first part. So in the next week, I will finish the second part, which is the lesson 4. In this second chapter, how you can find freedom from your past. So I will go through the second part of this chapter 2. Okay? Now, if you haven't finished your writing, I'll give you a few more minutes, then we can, if you have any question, please ask. Then we can take questions also from the chat, and then we can wrap up. Okay, you can take a screen grab. So anyone who wants to ask any questions based on whatever that Somji has revealed, Somji has spoken, and you feel that you're not clear how to do it, or you are still having some kind of confusion, you want to ask, please ask. And if you feel that you want to finish the last part, of working on the new response, do it. Whatever you want to can come up with creatively, what kind of new response you can shock your system and shock the pattern. Basically, it's just to shock the mind. Okay, tell the mind, I'm going on AWOL. I'm not going to let you take over me now. See, I'm sending notice to you. I'm not going to entertain you anymore. Come up with something creative so that you like, oh my God, don't know I can do it now, but go and do it. Like for instance, you have seen some of these yogis, right? They meditate in the snow with very little clothes. That's new response, right? Or they stand with one leg for hours to break the mind. But of course, I don't expect you to stand with one leg. After that you got pins and needle, then you have to be on wheelchair. I'm not asking you to do that. But try something that is not going to harm you, where you think that you can manage. Like doing skeleton dance, everybody can do it. Okay? Or like what Jing Hao, right? Or Jing Xu. say that lock himself in the room whenever his anger gets out of control. He doesn't want to hurt anyone, so he chose to isolate himself so that he bring the anger down. Then he's more comfortable. Then he come out. So that is one way. Rather than go and shouting, barking like a mad dog, and then after that hurt, the people, the sibling, which is not a very good response. Okay, so learn how to, like, violence is definitely one pattern, especially when they started to do that when they're young unconsciously. Then it become like a default reaction. So once you bring awareness and they can choose what kind of response besides inflicting pain or hurt, aggression on others, I think that will be wonderful transformation for a child to be able to choose a different non-violent way to respond. Since we have still some time, all of you, if you have finished, we can sit for like a few minutes, okay? We'll sit for a few minutes with whatever that you have written or whatever that you have contemplated. See what Swamiji reveal something more to you, okay? I'm going to play Mahavakya for like a few minutes, and then all of you just sit with him. Just sit with the back straight now. Close your eyes. Whatever pattern you have identified, just pray to Swamiji. Request him to liberate you from all the patterns that you've written. The 3 patterns which you identified today. And then give you some more clarity how to break it with new response. And you can say, okay, by the 14 days or 21 days, I want to completely walk out this pattern, and request for his blessing and see what he reveals to you. Relax, you can open your eyes. So I don't know whether you have some more discovery or revelation revealed by Swamiji in this short meditation. And in the space of oneness, he gave you more clarity. So, any other question? Happy? Happy? Yes? Good. Show me a thumbs up. Thumbs up. And what about the people on thumbs up? So you had a good session today? Huh? Beneficial? I'm going to work on part 2, okay? Don't miss the second part. So it's a continuation of chapter 2. That means freedom from the past. Imagine if we can all be free from the past. Wow, what a new being we will be. So with that, I'm going to conclude. If there's no further question, let's end with the Puna mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Saubham Bhagavad Shri Nityananda Paramashiva Paurika Paramastu Om Nityanandam. Thank you, Swamiji. Okay, let's bow down to him and receive the blessing. Thank you. So with that, I see you next week. Okay, next session, next Wednesday, part 2 of chapter 2. All right, Nityanandam. Okay.